I'm working on a 2000 ML320 Blend Acutator. So essentially the issue is that my car does not blow hot air anymore. The reason behind that is that the Blend Acutator motor has gone bad, and there are a couple of solutions. One is to replace the motor, but that's about 5 hours of work. And then there is another one that is pretty easy, which is you can readjust the location of the blend actuator motor, and that's what I did today. It's a little tricky because since my car is set on the cold side, uh, to move it to the hot side, it requires a little bit more juggling than what it would require for the cold side. So essentially what I had to do for this was I had to remove my glove compartment, which is you need a T25 bit or a T25 screwdriver, and there are 4 screws, 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then there are 2 clips that are on the top of your glove compartment. They look like this, and all you have to do is first grab a Phillips screwdriver and just basically push it against it a little bit. That will loosen up the clip, and then with a flathead screwdriver you can actually pull it out one by one, and make sure you don't break these clips because you can easily break them as well. And as far as the screwdrivers screws that you have to remove in order to remove your glove compartment, you have to remove 4 screws like these, two of these on each side, and then sorry, my apologies, one of each on each side, and then one of these on the bottom of each side. And so where exactly the blend actuator motor is, I can show it to you. It's, if you will need a flashlight, unless you're sitting in a broad daylight. You can still see it, but flashlight is more helpful, like I have one. And do you see that white piece there? That is the blend motor actuator. And what happens is that as the cars get old, these motors go bad. The symptom is that when the motor is about to go bad, you will actually, when you turn on the fan on and off of your car, you will actually hear a knocking noise coming out of the fan. And I earlier made the mistake of assuming that it was just maybe one of the fan blades had gone bad and it was hitting something, but that wasn't the case. The reality here was that you really have a blend motor that is going bad. So depending on your mechanical skills, you can leave it as it is and then decide to replace it later, or you can take it back to an experienced Mercedes mechanic. Do not take it to one of those regular shops or any of these other franchises, because they are very much likely to first replace your AC compressor, and then maybe they will also try replacing some other heat related components, because they would not know that this is really the core of the problem. So but if you go to a Mercedes mechanic, depending on how much do they charge, anywhere from $110 an hour to $175 an hour at a dealership, that does not include diagnostics for a couple of $100. You will end up spending about $600 to $700 at least, if not more, to fix this problem. The part is fairly cheap. You can actually get it on the internet for anywhere from $20 to $100, depending on where do you get it from. And it is pure plastic. That's all this part is, and it's being held by, hopefully I can show it to you. Yeah, it's being held by a couple of clips in there. That's what is holding them. So anyways, this is how you can fix your heat and AC related problems without spending a whole bunch of money on other things. And one thing I have done is I have actually disconnected the light bulb from the glove compartment as well. But that is entirely up to you if you want to just disconnect it, or basically put something under it and just leave it connected. Either way, it is fine. I did not disconnect the battery, but that again, use your own judgment. If you think that you can be hurt by electricity, then you should consider disconnecting your battery, and hopefully your AC, your cold air or hot air problem will be fixed once you manually override this flap. And one more thing, as the seasons change, you will have to redo this to basically adjust the heat, basically heat, hot or cold, the other way around. So it is going to be basically a twice a year process, but since it is fairly easy to do, you should be able to do it. And one more thing, you can use you will need a long screwdriver to reach this. Like I have this really long